Welcome, Bike, to the channel. Welcome, Bike, to the headquarters. My name is Nicholas, and we are live as shit. Let's go, baby. Oh, this timed out perfectly. You know, I wanted to do one of these drafts. This is a 2021. Ooh, let me zoom out a little bit there for you so you can see everything. Let me move me over here. Now we're looking a little bit crispy. Why do I got an unnecessary space in between on top and of? These things you just hate to see. You just hate to see little missteps like that in the game of life. But this ain't no fucking game. This is a draft on Underdog. And if you're not already on Underdog, you're making a huge mistake. You're capping your upside for the summer. Okay? Because Underdog's incredible. And this is where we're doing all our drafts. And typically I post these drafts into our Discord channel so you guys can draft along with me. But this time I wanted to draft against some people that were not in the Big Dogs community. Okay, so I can finally get some value and I can prove that we're actually the worst fantasy football community in the whole world. It's about time we proved it. All right. It's a 12-teamer, half PPR. I'm picking from the 106, and I love that. Haven't got a lot of 106s, except for I'm pretty fucking sure the last video I did, the last live stream mock draft was from the 106, so I'll just shut my mouth. How's everybody doing out there in the chat? How are we? We do these mock drafts every single Monday morning. We don't have a specific time. Sometimes it's sometimes at 9 a.m., sometimes at 10 a.m. I was out all day for Pride, the Pride Parade in New York yesterday. I'm sure some of you guys saw that shit all over social media. And here's what we love to see. Okay, so we had 5 running backs off the rip. C-Mac, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor. What are you guys doing here? Are we taking Alvin Kamara or are we taking Ezekiel Elliott? Now, I've really risen up my ranks on Zeke, and you could see his ADP starting to shoot up. And it's between one of these two players. I believe I had the 106 in the last mock draft video, and I went with Zeke. And one of my key pillars of fantasy football is to always diversify the revenue, because at the end of the day, we're all going to get a whole lot of shit wrong. We're out here just talking fucking fake facts all day, talking about fake fantasy football. And at the end of the day, I'm, like fucking, who knows the difference between Kamara and Zeke this year? One of them is going to be better. One of them is going to be worse. But to act like you can predict that on a 16-game sample size is silly. So we always diversify. If you're in multiple fantasy football leagues, you start one with your work friends. You start one with all your side girlfriends. You start one with your family or whatever. I would say like the one with your side girlfriends, you should probably accordingly pick a guy like Nick Chubb for the name. Your work friends, you do it Zeke, and then your family, you do Kamara. So we diversify. So I went with the Kamara. I mean, Kamara at 106, it's probably where he's going to go in basically every draft. We don't know what's going to happen with the quarterback position, but we're pretty sure it's going to be Jameis Winston. I think it's going to be Jameis Winston. I think he's going to be between the 20s guy. I think Kamara will still get plenty of dump-offs from Jameis Winston. At the end of the day, that offense, Kamara commands targets, but more importantly, that scheme is just based around getting Kamara the ball in space, okay? So it's not like the offense has changed, not like the scheme has changed. Winston, yes, might sling the ball a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it's still just Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara there, okay? So Alvin Kamara will be fine. He'll catch a ton of passes. What happens on the goal line with Taysom Hill there, that's a whole nother story, but I'm okay with Kamara here at the 106. We had our first tight end off the board at 110. We had Tyreek Hill at 112, so we've got out of reach, went with bike to bike. Wide receivers, interesting strategy there. So again, if you guys are not on Underdog, these are not necessarily mock drafts, but they're best ball drafts. So these are money leagues. This is a $5 league. The top 3 teams will win some money at the end of the year. Best ball, you do not make any roster moves. You just draft a giant ass team. So this is going to be 18 rounds, and we're going to stick around for the whole ass draft. The whole ass draft. Darren Waller up at 2-4. At 2-4. Oh my goodness, what is happening? So you guys are gonna let these running backs fall to me, huh? I would really like to get either Joe Mixon or Antonio Gibson here at the 2-7. I feel like these fuckboys, Giants 8109 and almighty Jamon Lee. Jamon. Let me get one of these bikes. Hey, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna get one of these 2 running backs, and I really like to just start off the rip with 2 backs to secure that position, because I'm only going to be drafting about 4 or 5 running backs. That's a nice little update. Still bothered by toe a month ago. I'm only going to be drafting running backs early because I'm going to be drafting 4 or 5 of them, and the rest of my team, I'm legitimately going to draft about 8 or 9 wide receivers. Because at the end of the day, like, wide receivers 10 through 40 are separated by like 2.5, 3.5 fantasy points per game, and if you get 8 of them, you'll get guys in the top 10. You'll get guys in the top 15 on a weekly basis. I'm not too worried about it. So Gibson up at the 2.7. Yes, the toe is a concern. I've made that very clear in a number of my videos and my episodes this summer. But everything else seems like it was the one practice where he said after the report, or he said in a report after practice, I guess, that he's still kind of recovering from the toe. But everything I've seen since then has been pretty good for them. And just how much they're going to use him and what capacity they're going to use him in, and what kind of weird fucking ways they're going to use him. So I'm fine with Antonio Gibson as your second running back off the board. Obviously, again, you're going to diversify. You don't want to take Gibson everywhere, because if something does go awry with the toe, you fucked. You're going to be sitting on a toe. What's going on in the chat? What's going on in the chat? Do you disrespect Mixon and take Gibson bum ass over him? Well, Mixon was off the fucking board already, Silvio. How about you open your eyes and turn your fucking brain on? Take a hit of the wind. Chris Brooks needs your help. Do you trade the 101 for Barkley straight up? Yes. Give me Barkley. Think of it this way. Where is Saquon going off the board in startup drafts? Earlier than Trevor Lawrence. So if you need to convince yourself why, yes. I'm sitting at the 3-6, and Chris Carson would have been nice there. And I'll tell you what, I don't hate DeAndre Swift all the way down the board here, but stay tuned for Wednesday's video, and I will tell you why I cannot stop drafting Keenan Allen. Wow, I felt like I just joined a fucking radio program the way I just read that off. Okay, so we have some guys going off the board now. Darren Waller went off the board at the 2-4, and that's just too much for me. I just can't do it. And then George Kittle went off the board at the 3-3. And these type of drafts, I mean, with best ball drafts, again, you're drafting an 18-team roster. Okay, you're drafting an 18-team roster, and you're gonna start the best player at each position each week. Like, you don't have to do that. The software is gonna do that for you. Underdog is gonna do that for you. So if you're drafting multiple tight ends, like, one of them just needs to hit fucking pay dirt, okay? One of them just needs to get into the end zone, and you'll be fine. So that's why I'm kind of against drafting early tight ends in this league. Although Underdog does have some fun draft formats, so I'm thinking about kind of switching it up next week. They have 3-man drafts. They have 6-man drafts. They have 10-man drafts. So, like, the smaller the league is, the more likely I am to take a tight end earlier on. But in a 12-teamer, I'm fine kind of fading the tight end position early on. Then we have the stream of wide receivers. Allen Robinson after Keenan, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb. What's going on? Well, don't throw disrespect at me if you don't even know what you're saying. So I will fucking put you in timeout quicker than a kid that just shit on the floor. I'm starting to get back on the Mixon train, and I hate the train. It's not a fun train to be on. It's a train that is fully packed. You might even need to be standing on it and holding a pole at each stop. I feel like it's the fucking one train. Yeah, Joe Mixon is basically the one train, if I had to equate it to a subway. It smells. There's probably a fucking homeless guy on it. It's hurt a lot of people. Every once in a while, you get a viral video off of it, right? I would say Joe Mixon does that as well. It's not a fun train to be on, but listen, with Gio out of the picture, he's just such a safe floor play. All right, so I'm up at the 4-7. We've got 2 running backs. We've got our wide receiver. I don't love DJ Moore. I don't love Chris Godwin, realistically. I'm getting a little bit higher on Tyler Lockett, but at the end of the 4th round, I'm probably off that. Kyle Pitts in the 4th is not terrible either. Josh Allen. Honestly, I don't really hate Jacobs or Mike Davis here either. I'm actually going to do some ignorant shit and go with Mike Davis. That was a panic pick. That was me just wanting to get my running backs out of the way early. I obviously don't hate Mike Davis. I mean, he's basically the same position that Todd Gurley was in last year. The volume's going to be there. They haven't brought anybody fucking in to compete with him. Good pass catcher. Should get all the goal line work. So give me Mike Davis there as my RB3, and then I'll hammer home the wide receivers. Here's the thing with the wide receivers here. I feel like there's no difference between grabbing DJ Moore here or waiting around and grabbing Deontay. Like, do you really think that DJ Moore should be a full 13 fucking picks earlier than Deontay Johnson? Like, no, there's no reason for that. So all of these guys are going to give you the same end-of-year points per game production. But had I faded Mike Davis and went for a running back that's like a round later, I'm nervous about the production we might get out of those guys. So that's why we take running backs, and then I won't have to worry about it later on. Oh, what's good, people? How are we? Make sure you like the video or whatever people on YouTube say. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We do mock drafts every Monday, and then we just do regular fantasy videos every single day. And sign up for Underdog. Obviously, everything is in the video right above my head. When you use the promo code BDGE and you deposit $10, you're going to get $25 on top of that. So your account will say $35 just for using promo code BDGE when you deposit $10. All right, so we're going to do a video soon. I'm going to bring Mike and Noah back on my channel probably to do a video where we dissect wide receiver teammates. And I think we've had like 6 of them in a row here that are worthy of talking about, like Jamar Chase versus T. Higgins, Robert Woods versus Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore versus Robbie Anderson, Godwin versus Evans, Tyler Lockett versus Metcalf. Actually, that's not close, but I think it's an interesting debate to have with all of these players. And I'm kind of excited to do it. All right, let's see. I have almost no Kyler shares, so I kind of hope Kyler falls to me. Harry Conk is definitely a cunt. He's definitely going to take him. I like his start, though. Taylor, Dobbins, Carson, Jacobs. Strong running back group there. Let's see what he does here. Let's see if he mixes it up. Hey, Myles Gaskin. He just goes with 5 running backs off the rip. Okay. I have very little shares, very few shares of Kyler, and I kind of like it. No one on the wide receiver thing really jumps off the board to me. They're all kind of the same tier, same value. So let's grab a little Kyler action here, and he will be my QB1. Side hustles for dads. What's up? What's your side hustle? What are we doing out here? It's a cute picture. Your daughter's a cutie. How many drafts am I doing? I'm doing 1 draft. Do you know how long you guys would have to sit here and hang out with me for if I did 2 drafts? These are already like 55 minutes apiece. I don't got time for that shit in this economy. Oh, especially not after. Yeah. Oh, did you guys hear that? I feel like my whole body just cracked in half. I think my spine just broke. I need to go to orthopedist. I take it away. On a Cadillac, Escalade with our chest out and screaming, let's get paid. Oh. Okay, Deontay Johnson, T. Higgins. I love Deontay Johnson, man. I really, really do. One of the best route runners in the NFL. Just continues to get disrespected after 140 targets. T. Higgins, floor play. Adam Thielen, floor play. Nick, Superflex Dynasty League, half PPR. You take in Johnson, Claypool, or Juju? Without a doubt, not Juju. Personally, I like Johnson the most. Deontay Johnson, I think, is the best of the 3. So he has a slight edge on Claypool. But I understand if you want. Like, basically, I would say Juju is just definitely not in the picture there for me, but I wouldn't fault anyone for taking either of Deontay or Claypool. I like Deontay. I can understand. You look at Claypool, and he's one of those guys that you're like, okay, he's got upside that could be top 5 fantasy or top 5 dynasty value in a few years. And you don't think about that with Deontay Johnson, but I think that's probably the case. Okay, so we had Myles Gaskin at the 5.5. We've got the wide receivers going off the board here. Javonte Williams at the 5.12. Okay, see, that still is like a little bit early for me. I know the reports came out where they were like, Melvin Gordon, nowhere to be found. Javonte Williams taking the first team reps. Like, yes, Melvin Gordon didn't fucking voluntarily show up to OTAs. Like, that's what veterans do. Of course, you're not going to find him taking starter snaps when he's not at practice. I don't know. I just think it's being overblown. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. And the next time Melvin Gordon's back at practice, he's like, I'll show up when I want to show up. And that's what he fucking did. Still going to be a committee there. I am on the clock. Ooh, Herbert's like really dropping in these drafts, huh? His ADP keeps going down and down, and I don't understand why. I probably should have waited on Kyler and stacked Herbert with Keenan Allen, but ooh, I like a lot of these wide receivers right now. Let's take Sutton first. I haven't got a share of Sutton in a while. Down at the 6.7. I think he's got similar upside to Claypool this year. Would have liked to get a little Ayuk here, but let's see what Harry Conk does here with 5 running backs. So Javonte Williams, yeah, I'm like, I just can't get on board with that. Out of reach, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying here. Out of reach, you made your nickname that because all you do is fucking reach here. Odell Beckham at the 6.1 might be the most blasphemous pick I've seen in the history of underdog drafts. Just disgusting. Love the hypothetical upside people keep putting on OBJ since like 2015. We saw a full 16 games out of OBJ like 2 years ago. What was his upside? It was horrible. All right, there you go, Conk. That was a good pick with Devontae Smith. Really like that. I was debating between Sutton and Smith. And I probably should have went with Smith, basically, just because it's a half PPR league. I feel like Sutton and Smith are probably actually going to end up with the same amount of targets. Jerry Jeudy. Ooh, tomorrow's video is the Sophie second series continues. It is J.K. Dobbins and Jerry Jeudy. We went in on Jeudy. Basically, the conclusion I came to, if you don't want to fucking watch it, it's like 17 minutes, all right? Just get my watch time up. Just watch it. Just do me one solid. Do me one solid. All right? Just watch the video tomorrow. But Jeudy, at the end of the day, I think if Teddy Bridgewater gets under center, Jerry Jeudy's going to go fucking bonkers. He's going to go bonkers. Teddy Bridgewater, low-key, was like wildly accurate last year. I don't think people understand how good he was in the 0 to 9 yard range. Like number 1 in yards per attempt, number 1 in adjusted completion percentage. If you look on Player Profiler, number 1 in just overall target accuracy for quarterbacks. Just so good on the short range. And if Jerry Jeudy ran slot routes at a rate of like 31% last year, and that's obviously because Sutton got hurt. But if Sutton is fully healthy this year, Jerry Jeudy's going to be in the slot way more, and that's just fucking open season for Teddy Bridgewater's ass. And it's going to be something to behold. Is Herbert still available? Damn. All right. Well, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith stack would have been beautiful. I probably should have done that. A Justin Herbert and a Keenan Allen stack also would have been beautiful. Could have done that. I don't have a tight end. I like Hawkinson here a lot. I don't have many shares of Hawkinson, but in the 7th round, I'm in there like a fucking wedgie. Let's go. Hawk, I think, has an ability to. Hawk had like 109 targets last year or something. If he takes just a slight step up, which he should with Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay both out of the picture, Hawkinson should see like borderline George Kittle type targets. You know, he's not as explosive. He won't produce like George Kittle just because he doesn't have that like yak ability. But like Hawkinson should be in a PPR monster. So down at the 7.6, I love Hawkinson. Usually you have to get him at like the 6.3, 6.5 range. But if he's dropping here, I'm all in on Hawkinson just as a volume play. Damian Harris finally starting to get some respect. I've been telling you guys for months. He's got to go earlier. He's got to keep going earlier. Yo, I had a question about this affiliate marketing because I know some people that do it too and do it like very successfully. And I mean, realistically, affiliate marketing is what I'm doing with Underdog, right? Like, I have a code with them. I'm an affiliate for them. People sign up using my code. I get a kickback on it when they do. I never understood how people do affiliate marketing without a brand. Like, how are you pushing affiliate marketing without having like an audience to plug codes in? Are you just running like Facebook and Instagram ads based off affiliate marketing? Like, are you pushing it that way? Oh, God, we got a lot of questions and shit. So interested in what's wrong with Juju, wide receiver 16. Yeah, like everyone's just going to point to like the end of the season games. He was horrible for almost every game. He didn't have a single game over 100 yards. He had one game over 100 yards last year. Like he just hasn't been good. And the volume's not going to be there next year. Like low end wide receiver threes just don't do anything for you in fantasy football. Like it just basically at the end of the day, it's not, you know, the difference, the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference, and you should have indifference towards every wide receiver three that doesn't have upside. Like Juju doesn't actually have upside. You should know that. Like, what did he? I'm sure you're nitpicking things. Like when you say wide receiver 16, is that like only in full PPR and just overall wide receiver 16? If you look at points per game, he's probably like the wide receiver 42 in half PPR, some bullshit like that. Let's see. I would have liked to take another quarterback there, but I fucked up again. I fucked it up again. Do we do the big brain stack of Aaron Rodgers and oh boy. Let's get Visca. I have no Visca shares. In the 8th round, that's disgusting. I'm fucking pissed at myself for taking that. I'm upset with myself for taking that. I should have taken Ronald Jones. That was a fucking disgusting pick. I'm sorry. I apologize on behalf of every single Big Dogs subscriber. And we just hit 49,000 yesterday, which is cool. So we're coming on 50,000, and I need to do something to celebrate. I need to do something to celebrate 50,000 subs. I actually want to bring up some of those Juju numbers if my laptop is going to work. Don't fucking woof me. All right, I'm hiding this thing. Guys, if you have not signed up for Underdog, please do that one. It's just the best way to practice your drafts all summer. You'll be prepared. You know the trends. But more importantly, it's the best way to support our brand as well. Use promo code BDGE. When you deposit 10, you'll get $25 on top. Let's look at some numbers. All right, so Juju in standard overall finish as the wide receiver 23. That's nice. Let's go to half PPR. Finished as 19 fantasy points per game. He is the wide receiver 28. It's just like here's why. It's like he finished as the wide receiver 28 with 128 targets. Like 128 targets should be, that's probably like top 15. And he was so inefficient with them. And I'm on the fucking clock. Oh Lord. Lordy Lord. Tony Pollard, Melvin Gordon, Gus Edwards. I'll go with Cooks here. I will go with Cooks here. I have very little Brandon Cooks here, and at the end of the day, he's the one in Houston. He should put up 900 yards or so. If Watson, for some reason, is bike, then he's going to have a monster season, of course, but I am weighing in the risk that that's probably not going to happen. The point being is this. Juju, 120 targets. The same point I made with Claypool in last Softy Seconds video about why I'm probably fading him is this. Like, next year, he probably gets 110 targets. And what does he do on those? Not well. Probably does not put up a lot of fantasy points. He also had 9 fucking touchdowns, which probably won't happen again either. But point is this. Like, 11.5 fantasy points per game. Like, the difference between Juju at wide receiver 28 and what? Fucking Emmanuel Sanders at wide receiver 45 is 2 points per game. Like, that's why I'm saying these guys are just not, they just don't really move the needle. Like, there's nothing worse than low-end wide receiver threes. There's really just nothing worse than it. They just don't fucking matter. That's overall for the wide receiver position. There are very few difference makers. Like, look how closely aligned all the points per games are. Like, yes, every once in a while you'll get the Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill seasons, but at the end of the day, all the mid-range wide receivers end up producing just like the mid-range wide receivers that your league mates drafted 2 rounds earlier. I'm telling you, it's just like the easiest fucking statistical advantage in fantasy football. We all want to try to break down players and stuff and choose who's better than who. But at the end of the day, just follow general strategy and you'll be better. Gibson's toe makes me nervous. Yeah, I'm just toes in general make me nervous, dude. I feel you. Hey, Nick, is Underdog available in Massachusetts? I get back to the U.S. next week. I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, if you just go to their website, underdogfantasy.com, and check their FAQ section, I'm sure it's listed up there. I could probably check right now, actually. Look how fucking good I am for you guys. Good I am to you guys. I take a hit of the weed. Underdog fantasy drafts do not operate in the following states: Arizona, Delaware, Hawaii, Idaho, Iowa, Louisiana, Montana, Nevada, Washington. If I did not name your state right there, you are eligible to do these drafts with me. And I usually invite you guys into them, but I wanted to do a non-big dogs draft so I could fucking dominate. And it ain't happening, unfortunately. Okay, so we're sitting here. 3 running backs. Do we have any running backs on the board that we like? No, hate them. Actually, I've been taking a lot of 10th round David Johnson. I could stack Trevor Lawrence with Visca right now, but I really like Elijah Moore, and there's no way he's going to fall bite to me. So I'm going to grab Elijah Moore. I think he's in a tier above all the other wide receivers left on the board right now. I'm hoping it would be nice to get, it would have been nice to get like Trevor Lawrence and then Marvin Jones. But this draft is just me missing on every stack I would have liked to have had. Yeah, so if you're not in Arizona, Delaware, Hawaii, Idaho, Iowa, Louisiana, Montana, Nevada, Washington, literally 0 states that matter in the realm of anything in life, then you're good to go. So go sign up on Underdog Fantasy. The link to the app will be the first link in the description down below, and use promo code BDGE when you deposit 10 beaners. They also have pick'em games. Right? If you guys are like gamblers, if you watch the NBA or whatever, they have a really, really fun pick'em, and it's on their app, and their app is clean as shit. And that's available in like 35 to 40 states as well. Oh, they're available in New York now. I can do the pick'em in New York. I didn't know that. Actually, I think I did know that. I think I lied. We like Paul George over under 29.5 points tonight. Are they playing tonight? Fuck yeah. I've been so into the NBA playoffs this year. I don't know why. I like wasn't an NBA fan for a long time, and now I'm fucking all in. Probably because the Knicks are bike. Finally caught one of your live streams. I'm a new subscriber. Love the content, Florida. What up, AJ? Actually, I feel like I remember your comment. I feel like you're like very new and you commented like I didn't fuck with you at first. And I was like, fuck you, AJ. And then you're like, nah, but you grew on me. And I was like, yeah, I think everybody kind of hates me at first. Don't blame them. All right, I'm up in 1 pick. See, these wide receivers stink. Let's see if there is anyone. Oh, I wanted David Johnson there. That would have been a nice 4th running back. We could still get T Law. We could still get T Law, T Raw, T Lizzie Raw. I'm gonna take Lawrence here and stack up Lawrence Visca so that I have my 2 quarterbacks. I would suggest you guys someone who's doing really good work when it comes to best ball drafts. Like I do these drafts because it's fun engagement with you guys, and it's easy to follow like the trends, and it's fun to like see where players are going based off of like sharp ADP, which is on Underdog. But if you guys are like really, really interested in getting sharp at these best ball drafts and trying to do this as like a real return on investment, and like look at the best strategy in order to win these leagues, Hayden Winks, who actually works full time for Underdog, he's like one of their content creators, does really good work on this stuff. He does a lot of stats that show win rates for best ball teams and Just stuff like that, and shows you like trends of where you should be drafting your first and second quarterback in leagues, where you should be drafting your like you should have 3 wide receivers by the time you leave the 7th round. That gives you a much higher win percentage, just straight up like strategy shit. So I would I would go follow Hayden at Hayden Winks. It does a lot of good best ball stuff. Go Suns, sure. Jokes. Very funny. Very fucking funny. Ninja is toxic. I don't really know anything about Ninja. I just feel like he gets canceled like every day. I'm not really sure why. Did he do something? The only problem with, like, there's no shot that I don't get canceled eventually. You just can't, you just have to say no. That's it. If they try to cancel you, just say no. Just no. No. I'm not canceled. That's it. As soon as you apologize, you're done. You're finished. Nick, I got 8th pick in a 10-team PPR. I'm going Kelsey. What do you think? No. Don't do that. I just don't think it's worth taking Kelsey. I don't think it's worth taking a tight end that early. Get a running back. Get a pass catching running back. All right, so I'm set at quarterback. I'm probably not taking another one. Now we start to look bike at the position players, and it is ugly. Ew, the running backs are disgusting. I should have taken David Johnson last round or something. What kind of wide receiver action we got here? Jalen Reagor. I have so much Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm going to wait. We haven't really heard any buzz from him. So I'm going to chill on Amon-Ra. I like Jalen Reagor as a player, and I think he'll be nice or a lot nicer than last year with Devontae Smith being the actual one. If we look at Jalen Reagor last year, like, he looked good in that first week. And then he broke his finger or whatever, was out for like 6 weeks. By the time he got back, like, Carson Wentz's brain was in a fucking blender and he couldn't throw the ball accurately. If it was his job, because it was his fucking job. So I'm not willing to like write off Jalen Reagor. I'm not like high on him, but I don't think it's fair for him to get the hate that he's getting at this point. I think he'll be a nice number 2, which is like what we should have expected. Paris Campbell, Jalen Reagor, T.Y. Hilton, Jamison Crowder. Now, Jamison Crowder is just what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, Jamison Crowder? I've never seen an offseason quite as bad as the one Jamison Crowder's having. Restructuring, moving to trading him, drafting someone who's better than him that's already taken his spot. They've had like 4 practices and Elijah Moore's already starting over Crowder. Like, just don't be doing that shit. I'm hoping Amon-Ra falls to me. So I'll take him in the 13th. He's a guy that I just feel like will walk into a bunch of slot targets immediately. Outside of Hawkinson and I might take Jared Goff at the end. I might give you. I feel like in more videos than not with these fucking mock drafts, I've ended up with Detroit stacks, and that's gonna fucking kill me. There's no way I'm making money on this site this year. Whatever, fuck you guys. I need another running back. I need one that can hit big. Do we just take Chuba? Do we just take Chuba and pray for a C-Mac injury? We don't hope for injuries. Fuck that. I hope for injuries. If I have $1 million on Chuba, I'm just kidding. Not. See, you can't cancel me because you say no. Oh, Nick said he hopes for injuries. No. Just fucking no. Wonder if Winks' strategy would apply to redraft leagues. Unlikely, because so much else changes throughout the throughout the middle of the year. Like, there's no waiver wire or trades in here, and that obviously affects drafts leagues dramatically as compared to best ball. So I highly doubt it. I take a hit of weed. Since these guys are not big dogs people, there's a chance that they let Amon-Ra slip. So I'm going to look at the running back position and see where I can get some points from my RB4. Oh, my God. I don't see points anywhere. I'm gonna I'm gonna take Tariq Cohen because I know he's kind of like guaranteed. He's at least guaranteed like a floor of 70 targets. These other guys, who knows? McKissick might be phased out of the offense with all the new weapons they added in. Samuel, De'Ami Brown, Antonio Gibson looking to have a bigger role. Tevin Coleman could literally be zeros for the October, November, December. Gio, who knows if he makes the fucking team. Philip Lindsay might not. Like, all of these guys legitimately might not have a role and could put up zeros for you the entire year. And since I only have 4 running backs, like, I need someone who's at least going to contribute to the team every once in a while. Tariq Cohen will have like 3 or 4 blast games, which will be fine. So, in my personal opinion, I don't like Chubb. Who will be there? Something in Akers. Yeah, I'm fine with Akers over Chubb for sure. How would you feel about a trade of Amon-Ra and a second for Devontae Smith? Yeah, I would take the Smith side in a motherfucking snap. In a snap. Raheem Mostert gets no love. It's just so hard to give him love. Like, we don't know what his role is going to be. Does he have the same role as he did last year? He's like already hurt. All he does is get hurt. I don't know. He would need to be like a 10th round pick in order for me to start investing in. Like 7th round, like no fucking way. 7th round is where you can get guys like you can get like solidified players that like Jalen Hurts and the Devonta Smith stack. Like 7th round is where you get guys that are going to be staples of your team. Like, who knows? Yeah, Raheem Mostert might have a couple big games, but who knows what the fuck he actually gives you over the course of the season. And it's a 17-week season this year. Like, Raheem Mostert might set the record for most number of injuries happening in an NFL season this year. How do you feel about Darnell Mooney? Was he drafted already? Because I would love to grab a share of him here. He probably went off the board early. Yeah, I like Darnell Mooney a lot. He's no secret. I don't think there's anyone that that doesn't like Darnell Mooney at this point. I think it's going to depend pretty heavily on whether or not Justin Fields gets under center. We just need a little more accuracy on the deep balls. He reminds me very much of Curtis Samuel last year. Except we don't have to depend on Curtis Samuel or Darnell Mooney to be used in the right way. He's just a good deep threat on the outside. Curtis Samuel, however, I feel like needs to be used in a weird he took Amon-Ra in a weird role. Shit. Fuck you, Giants. Piece of shit. Nah. No. Who do we like here at wide receiver? Who do we like? Honestly, I'm going to go with Shep. I'll go with Shep here. Shep's like still such a safety piece for Daniel Jones. I know Kenny G's obviously, we could say like, Sterling Shepard's ceiling is capped. Like, he never fucking had a ceiling. It doesn't matter. His floor has always been pretty good, though. Like, I think Golden Tate's obviously gone. Sterling Shepard will be able to operate out of the slot now that Kenny Golladay is there. I like Shepard this late in drafts. In the 14th round, yeah, Shepard will be fine for best ball drafts. How do you feel about Darnell Mooney, though? Yeah, I mean, like, Darnell Mooney's a guy I'll be taking some shares of. He's explosive. If he got some more accuracy, he would have landed pretty well off last year. I mean, dude, look how where is... Oh, we want to talk about Juju Smith-Schuster being excited. What did Shepard finish 1 point behind him? 0.9 points behind Juju Smith-Schuster. You get him 8 rounds later. Look at the target numbers for Shep. Like, look how the season ended. 12 for 9, 77 and a touchdown. 10 for 8, 112 and a touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Like, he's still going to be a very big part of this offense, man. Like, Darius Slayton kind of stinks. Shepard's been about as solid for the Giants as they could have asked for that late in the draft. Am I drafting him in redraft? Fuck no, because I'm never going to put him in my lineup, but he'll be fine for best ball in the 14th. I took a hit of weed. So we have 2 quarterbacks There's a team on the right side. Kamara, Gibson, Mike Davis, Tariq Cohen at running back. My wide receivers are Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton, Visca, Cooks, Elijah Moore, Jalen Rager, Sterling Shepard, and Hawkinson at tight end. I don't love this team. I do not love this team. I will be completely transparent and humble with you. Let's see. I'm going to grab Chuba here. He can definitely put up zeros in my lineup for like every single week. But he does have workhorse upside. Like if C-Mac gets hurt, you hate to say shit like that, but if it happens, he's like a league winner. He won't be the RB1. Like he won't put up C-Mac numbers, but he'll be like a top 10, top 12 running back probably with his fucking upright, straight running ass. Hey, Nick, do you value Najee Harris more than any of the current top 5 running backs for the next 2 to 3 years, or do the current top 5 running backs seem to hold their value better for the next few years? I mean, this would just go straight off my dynasty rankings, pretty much, whatever they may be. So, no, Najee Harris is not a top 5 running back for me. Would you take Taylor or Najee for the next 4 years? Taylor. Couldn't imagine getting 9 catches for 77 yards. Yeah, because you're not an elite NFL athlete. I couldn't imagine you doing that either. You're fucking weak. I see that picture. I don't see any goddamn biceps. Tyler Boyd drafted yet? Yeah, I just drafted him. His name's fucking Sterling Shepard in the 15th. All right, people, hit the thumbs up button. What are you doing? There's 212 people in here and only 60 thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button if you like my team, but more importantly, hit the thumbs up button if you think it fucking stinks as well. I hit the thumbs up because I think it stinks. Oh, look at that. Look at that Giants back-to-back stack. You guys missed the right Giant to be getting. Kadarius Toney, Daniel Jones in the 16th round feels like fucking robbing as well. Maybe we look at our second tight end here. Don't hate Jared Cook. I don't hate Eric Ebron either. Like, I don't really like the Pittsburgh passing game, but Ebron's going to score like 5-7 touchdowns this year. He'll be fine for best ball tight end position. Jared Cook, I think, is going to be the starter in LA, too. I really don't hate him. Mims, Brian Edwards. I've been taking a lot of Marquez Valdez-Scantling here because if Aaron Rodgers returns, which I do expect that to be the case, he's going to shoot right up and probably still be the wide receiver 2 or 3 there with some big-ass games. So we're going to go, who do you guys like more, Jared Cook or Eric Ebron this year? Fuck it, we'll go Cook. I like the upside there. And then I'm hoping MVS falls to me. We might even take Ebron if he falls bike again, or Zach Ertz. Is Zach Ertz ever going to get moved? I feel like there's just going to be trade rumors until 2027. I took a hit of weed. What the fuck is Brig mean? My back hurts, bro. Ugh, my back is not bike. You suck. Oh, J Mool Queen, you fucking cunt. Are you in my fucking draft right now? Are you in the draft room? Are you watching us live on YouTube? Like, no, I haven't seen anyone else take MVS besides me. I'm upset. I'm somber. I do have qualms. Koenig, how mad are you that you didn't get Jared Cook in our Dynasty League? It sounds like you were fucking really upset about it. And it's become a personal problem. Stop sitting like a fucking prawn. That's fucking hilarious, Daniel. That is actually pretty funny. It's funny how upset you are right now. I don't think you understand how good of shape I'm in. I would argue I'm in the best shape of anyone, at least in New York. I would say the East Coast, possibly the country, but... Oh, all right. We're going to grab Ebron here. Because my tight ends fucking stink. We went with 3 of them. And then we will end the draft with a wide receiver. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the epic AJ Green, Kyler Murray stack action. If we don't get AJ Green, which I pray to God we don't get him. If not, we're going to be looking at Josh Palmer, and we're going to be looking at Nico Collins. We might even look at Anthony Miller, or we might look at TJ Vasher, or Lance Lanier, or Ben Skowronek. Much love from Canada, Nicky boy. Hey, mate. Oh, fuck, that's Australia. Traded Chubb for Akers in a 2022 first PPR dynasty. Yeah, that's a huge fucking dub. I had to give up way more than that to get. I traded Chubb. I had a trade the other day, which was like Chubb and Akers getting swapped, but I had to give up way more than just Chubb. I had to give up Chubb, Mike Davis, Matt Ryan for Akers. Deontay Johnson, and a third maybe. Yeah, you took a big dub on that. I don't know about that. We're just different guys, you know. Matt caters to the younger demographic. I cater to the old people. What are you guys' opinions on Nico Collins? Who's got some Nico Collins love? Superior athlete, wasn't great at college, so still kind of has to prove to me he's good at football. But he's got the wide receiver 1 in Houston upside, so I don't hate it. But like, do you want Tyrod Taylor's wide receiver 1? Probably fucking not. No love for John Brown this year. I've taken a lot of John Brown in best ball. I think he can be the wide receiver 1 in Vegas. Chris Herndon, you won't. You're correct. I will not. That's a fact. I take a hit of weed. Oh, the 18-7 couldn't come soon enough. Oh, thank God someone took AJ Green. Let's go. Let's go. Imagine I willingly took AJ Green on one of these fucking drafts. I would never be able to live that down. I'd be having nightmares for the next 2 weeks. Josh Palmer in LA, Anthony Miller in Chicago. Yeah, let's go with Joshy Palmer. Don't know why I'm taking him. This makes no sense. This is a dynasty pick, but we're finna do it live regardless. Okay, well, that is my draft. That is 18 rounds. That is 18 rounds for you guys. Thank you for hanging out, obviously. And if you are not already signed up on Underdog, what the fuck is you doing? Go to Underdog. The app will be linked in my description and in the comment section and in the live chat. It'll take you straight to the App Store, whether you're on Google or iOS. And from there, you will be able to download it and deposit $10 to get free money on top of it. $25 on top of the $10. So you're getting $35 just a funny comment, Matt. Just to deposit, and then you can do like 12 drafts, and it's the best way to prep for sure. Take Carl Nassib or you're homophobe, Nick. Shout out to Carl Nassib though. Very, 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 very. Honestly, it's funny because like obviously it's a very, very brave thing to do. There's still not a lot of people that have done it, but a lot more people will be comfortable doing it now. He was just he didn't make a thing out of it. You know, it was just a very, very comfortable selfie video that he put up. Very happy. You could tell how freeing it was for him. So shout out to Carl Nassib. I was at the Pride Parade yesterday in New York, as I said, I think at the beginning of this video. Just absolutely chaotic madness. Really fun, though. Very fun parade. So shout out to Carl Nassib and shout out to Silvio Dionisati. This is the final team. Kyler and Trevor as my quarterbacks. A little rushing upside for both guys. Running backs are Kamara, Gibson, Mike Davis, Tariq Cohen, Chuba. Wide receivers, Keenan Allen, Cortland Sutton, Visca, Cooks, Moore, Rager, Sterling Shepard, Josh Palmer, man. Tight end, TJ Hawkinson, Jared Cook, Eric Ebron. Tell you what, overall, not the best. Definitely not the best team. Did I take 3 Chargers wide receivers? Yeah, I did. Fuck, and I didn't even get Herbert. Allen, Palmer, and Jared Cook. I think my least favorite pick is probably there's too many of them. I don't know if there's any picks that I actually did like. Fuck. Well, my favorite pick was Keenan Allen the 3rd, TJ Hawkinson the 7th. Other than that, I think I hated everything. All right, I love y'all. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'm out. Mwah.